Greetings, esteemed action figure collectors and appreciators of posable plastic. It's your brother King Ape back again with another action figure discussion, and today we will be taking a look at Mattel Masters of the Universe Masterverse Sorceress Teela from the Masters of the Universe Season 2 Revolution animated series that's going to be coming on Netflix, I believe, next year, early 2024. So this version of Tila, if you watch the first season, which was Masters of the Universe Revelation, I believe towards the end of the series, she ended up taking on the mantle of Sorceress. Of course, we know, and if you don't know, her mother is Sorceress and her father is Man-at-Arms. So there you go. Here's the packaging. Nice window. As you can see, they've redesigned the packaging for the newer figures that Mattel is releasing. If you look right up here, you see the Masterverse with the rocks exploding. This is kind of a callback to the old Masters of the Universe packaging, which I really appreciate. We have some artwork here that's really nice because you can see a picture of her mother, the original Sorceress, in the background. I think that's awesome. Of course, we have nice artwork here of Tila in her new role as the new iteration of Sorceress. On this side of the box, we see the beautiful redhead with her headdress and her whole costume. On the back, this is a shot of the action figure itself, how she looks in the package, some of her accessories they're highlighting, and this is just a really brief bio on her. If you guys want to pause that and read that, go ahead, and then you can take a look at some of the upcoming releases as well at the bottom here. Here is the QR code if you guys are interested in picking this figure up. And so now what we'll do is we will get her out of her plastic solitude. I hope everybody's doing well. I appreciate you coming through. Much love to Ape Nation. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it and encourage it. I am putting out new content as much as I can, as much as time allows me to, and just kind of giving a different take on some of the modern action figures that have been coming out lately. So I collect a few different lines, so those are the ones that I usually focus on. See here. Oh yeah, be careful when you guys take her out because that plastic, you don't want to get that stuck to the fabric with, there's a chance that it could, let me move the camera down a little bit. There's just a possibility that it could remove some of the paint. So just be mindful, guys, when you're taking her out of her package. Okay, let me see if I can get her to stand up. Then we can get on with this. So let's see if she comes with any accessories on the other side of the box here. Okay, looks like there's a little piece of wax paper here. Let's see what we have in there. Kind of sparse on the accessories with Sorceress Teela. It looks like she just comes with an extra pair of hands. And if you guys remember the Sorceress figure, I think these hands are probably the same hands. I'm not sure. We'll find out later on when we do the size comparison and bring out some of the other, characters that kind of go in line with her. These two hands, the left and right hand, have the horizontal hinge with the mushroom type plug on the end to swap out. And she comes with her staff. If you guys are familiar with, like I said, Sorceress, she has the same sort of staff. And I mean, it's some nice detail to it. You know, it has the falcon at the top, which, you know, Sorceress has taken form many times on the episode, so she could kind of observe all of Eternia and, you know, no one knowing that it was her. That was kind of her disguise. So that's it right there. Just a basic white plastic, but I don't really know if they could have done anything else as far as paint. I don't think it's really required on that accessory. So let's get a look at the new sorceress herself here, Tila. Very stoic expression, but I like the head sculpt. I think it's a very nice representation of her animated counterpart. I think they did show her in this look at the end of the first season, Revelation. I'm not sure. I have to go back and watch it. I was not the biggest fan of the show. It was decent. I did like some of the characters. I think some of the characters that they had given updated looks to. So that was probably the biggest highlight of the show, was the fact that you had the new animation studio handle the animation chores for the series, and they are the same animation studio that, if you guys watch Castlevania on Netflix, you will be familiar with their animation style. They're the same ones that do that series, which is actually a really good series. So here's her hair, sculpted nicely, red. There is a bit of a wash. You can't really see it under my light, but once you get the figure in hand, you will be able to kind of see a little bit of it, kind of more so like right here. There's little subtle brownish wash. Soft goods cape with some printed color on it. I don't think this is paint. This is like just printed. So that's really nice. You know, just basic paint detail throughout. You get a little bit of paint here on the gauntlet pieces, some paint here down at the tip of the shoes, of the boots, I mean, but pretty clean. I don't really see any paint rub or splotches. The paint applications on the headdress and the face have been done fairly well. She doesn't have as much shine on her face, which I can appreciate. I really prefer the matte type of application. Even her, her lips, the lip color, they opted to go with more of a natural kind of lip gloss versus a bright red lipstick, which I can appreciate, because it kind of reflects the character. Tila is, kind of, she's a rough and tough type woman, so I don't really see her being glammed up a whole lot. So I appreciate them kind of just giving her more of a natural look with the makeup. So she has, some, paint detail around here. This is just a gold piece, plastic, and this is painted. All of this is painted, but it's done very cleanly. Even here, if you notice, at the neck, they've gotten that nice and pretty much even and clean. So I appreciate that. So let's get into her range of motion. And there's some paint here down at the heel part, I guess you would say, of the boot, which is really clean and nice. So her foot goes down that much. just a ball hinge connection, that much up. She gets that sort of a boot swivel or a foot swivel, ankle swivel, rocker, whatever you want to call it. Cut, I think there's a cut at the boot. Yes, there is at the top of the boot, which is nice because you get a swivel there. And aesthetically, it looks really good. Now, here's the big test. Oh, you're not going to get much in the way of opening or spreading her legs out to the side because it's hindered by this skirt piece. So that's unfortunate. But I don't think she's going to be doing a lot of action poses anyway, so that doesn't really bother me too much. Her leg comes up about that much. Once again, you're going to be clashing with this plastic piece, so that's about all you're going to get. And as far as the leg coming back, you're not going to get a whole lot because it's clashing with the back part of this plastic piece. So you do get a double hinge knee, which I would say you probably want to bend it there first, the lower part, and then bend it at the top part. But you would have to go on the outside of the skirt to get that full bend, which I doubt that a lot of us are going to be having her pose that way. But I just wanted to kind of show you guys that you do get the thigh swivel, which I don't mind if there's a cut there at the top of the, at the top of the thigh because it's hidden. So aesthetically, it looks good. If you turn her leg out that way, you won't see a break in the sculpt. So I can live with that. That's good. When we get to the torso, there's no articulation in the lower ab area. It's all going to be up here. So it's like a dumbbell connection that we all are familiar with. She's not getting a whole lot in the way of upper torso articulation. So you can kind of turn her this way, that way. I mean, you could turn her all the way around if you wanted to. That's how that would look. But she's definitely not eating ab crunch cereal at all. She's starving over here with the ab crunch, y'all. Not much in the way of going back either. So you're just going to mainly just kind of get the side to side. Arms come up that much. The shoulder piece doesn't hinder that. But coming forward with the arms, you do get some hindrance because it's clashing right here. So you're not going to be able to get her arm all the way forward. Or, I mean, that's about as far as you're going to be able to take her arms. Now you can come back about that much, and that's it. It's going to clash on the back part of that sleeve, that shoulder piece. So her arms, you can, here's a bicep swivel. She has a bicep swivel, double hinged elbow, pinless. I meant to say that about her legs as well. Of course, that's standard on the Masterverse figures. If you want to raise her hands up, let me see. That's going to be a problem. I don't think you're going to be able to really get her arms pointing straight up because this is it's soft, but it's not soft enough where she can get her arms pointing straight up, unfortunately, if you wanted to pose her like that. Like if you wanted to have her pose with her holding her staff over her head with both hands, I don't think you're going to be able to achieve that. Okay, when we get to the hand, there's the horizontal hinge. So her hands hinge like that on both sides. And so she comes with a pair of open hands. And then she comes with, of course, the hands that are splayed out, which I've already shown you. So we'll take the staff and put it in her right hand. and just have her posed with the staff, and then I'll switch out one of the hands to show you how that goes. So you just, of course, pull, and then like so, peg in, horizontal hinge, and then you can kind of just have her hand kind of gesturing like so. So yeah, that's Sorceress Teela in all her glory. And I think she's a solid figure. Definitely has a animated vibe to her. Very minimalistic on the paint applications. Oh, I forgot to talk about this part right here. The armbands are I think they're sculpted and then painted, just a kind of a yellowish gold overlay. And then she has, of course, this center jewel red, and then the eyes are red on the headdress, like the bird head right here. So I didn't want to miss that. Okay, so real quick, let's get into let's do her height, and then we'll do some comparisons, and then I'll get you guys out of here. So Sorceress Teela is coming in at about just a little over 6.5 inches. So she's kind of like, let me see. Yeah, right at about 6.5 inches. And so let's bring in some of her family, some of her friends. But let's do the 3 versions of Tila that we've gotten so far from Masterverse. So we'll do that first, so you guys can see how they all look side by side. Pretty much the same. I think they use the same legs, but they may have used, I know the boots, the fur is way different from these. So I think these are brand new sculpts here. And so that way you guys can kind of get a look at how they kind of took some influences from her original uniform. You see, with the armbands and just even the colors, the white and gold, and it kind of just transitioned over into this final look for her as the sorceress. So that's pretty cool. So let me get them out of the way. And then next we're going to get mom and dad. So you can see how she looks with them, paired up with them. So that's really nice. That's a nice little setup if you guys want to display them that way on the shelf. I think that will look good. You could also go and get the other version of Duncan, where he's, older, has the gray in his head and everything. But this is the one I just, discussed. So I figured I would bring him out because they're both in the same wave. So that's how they look. Then we'll do Prince Adam, who's laughing at the sword that's all bent, soft plastic, and Orko, because she's always running around with Orko at different times. So that's how they look together, size-wise. And then we have the most powerful man in the universe. This is the San Diego Comic-Con 40th anniversary version of He-Man. The one that came with the die-cast shield, axe, and sword. And this is Miss Evelyn herself with a third-party cape. So that's how they look. And now we will do, my thing, to the side. And so we'll go this way this time, so you guys can get an idea how everybody looks standing, you know, like from the side view. All right. There we go. So you guys can look, see how they all look lined up with Sorceress Teela. And Prince Adam. Yeah, he's got some height on him, man. Can we get Orko in the shot? We can. So there you guys go. There's a good look at how she looks from the side, you know, height-wise. And of course, He-Man's the tallest, and then Man-at-Arms, and then so on and so forth. She looks like she is a little bit taller than her mom. She's a little bit taller than Sorceress. And Prince Adam, he's just a little bit taller than her. So, yep, he's just a little bit taller than her. So I think that looks good. I think that's a good representation of how she looks from the animated series. I'm curious to see what they do in season 2, Revolution. You know, I just hope, you know, they kind of improve on the story a little bit, introduce some more characters from the Masters of the Universe mythology. You know, I would like to see, who would I like to see? I can't think of his name right now. I think it's Cyclonus. Mechaneck, it would be cool to see more of him. And those are some of the characters I had when I was a kid, some of those figures. So it would be good to see him. I think Judo, I think that's his name. It would be good to see him. The Snake Man, kind of bring in Hordak, and kind of see what they're doing with Motherboard, where they take that, what direction they take that in, and see, you know, what they do with Skeletor, since now he has all these cybernetic enhancements connected to him. And just to see where Sorceress Teela, what impact she has now that she's over Castle Grayskull, and it's just going to be interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this discussion. Let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see in season 2 of Masters of the Universe Revolution coming on Netflix. Let me know. Give me your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed. And if you stop through and check out the vid, just, you know, hit that subscribe button, and also hit the bell notification as well to stay in the know of the newest uploaded vids to the channel. And, you know, as always, leave a comment. Let me know what you're collecting, and, you know, what you like about what these toy companies are putting out right now, and maybe some of the things you think they can improve on. That's why I started this channel, man, for us to all just talk about something that we have a passion for, that is a hobby of ours. And that will wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this vid, and as always, I say to you all, love, peace, and plasticness.